It's a great Friday night here in the place called Vallekilde Hørve, where we are meeting a good friend of the house. We met him some years ago. I just said to him, Mr. Johnny Logan, very good evening to you.
Very good evening to you too. I'm glad you said the name of the place because I can't pronounce it. I keep on calling it Hørve Fritidscenter.
Oh, that's all right. You could get away with that one.
Well, that's the closest. Det det her I Hørve Fritidscenter.
That's all right. I do a little bit of a few Danish sentences.
Yep.
But anyway, how's things doing with you, Johnny? Now
I've been incredibly busy. The last 2 years, particularly. I mean, the last 5 or 6 years have been unbelievable, but the last 2 years, unreal. I just did the music for a movie in Belgium that's coming out. I go to the press review of it, preview of it on the 2nd and 3rd of December. I'm in the middle of recording a new album. I've written 12 new songs. We've all 12 of them. It should be finished by the end of December, and then I'm going to look at how I release it. Yeah. Not with who, but how I release it next year. And then I did 2 duets with Umberto Tozzi, a very famous Italian singer. I wrote a duet and recorded it with Olaf Berger, a East German singer. I've toured with him. I have more dates in April. I actually have been booked. There are dates in now till January 2018. Wow. I just hope I stay alive long enough to do them. You know?
That's fantastic.
So now I'm always doing my Christmas tour in Denmark, and so we're in doing this. I was in a recording studio with Bo Larsen in Copenhagen for 9 hours the day before yesterday, and then yesterday we had a sold-out concert in Sundbyberg, and tomorrow is Slagelse.
Wow, amazing.
Yep,
so you've got quite a few things going on.
Yeah.
Just coming back to the duets you're talking about, for example, with this guy Alberto Tozzi, Italy. Have you tried before duets with Italian singers?
No, but I knew Umberto. Umberto sang a song he wrote in '87 called Gente de Mare. Gente de mare che se ne va, dove gli pare, dove non sa. Don't know whether you know the song. It was a very big hit.
Okay, I'll go and Google it. Try it on YouTube.
He was the one song that I was worried about the year that I sang Hold Me Now, because I thought this song is a really good one. But people went for Hold Me Now, so thankfully, it won. But Gente de Mare came third, and I think we just liked each other. Sometimes you meet somebody and you kind of go, there's a kind of almost a mutual moment of respect that you have. And we did a TV show in Pula, in the amphitheater in Croatia, about 4 or 5 months ago, and we sang live together. And afterwards, he said to me, "I really want to record with you. Will you write these English lyrics for me?" And he gave me the songs in Italian, and I wrote the English text, and then I recorded them with Bo. Wow. And he's put his voice to it now, and so I look forward to hearing it in the early part of next year.
Fantastic. Have you actually toured in Italy as well?
I sang for the Pope. I sang for Pope John Paul in the Nervi Hall with the Italian Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah.
With the days with Lucia Dalla and Randy Crawford in the same concert. Those are name dropping. They sang with me.
That's
okay.
Right.
Now this, it was the first of the Vatican concerts, but really I've done a couple of TV shows and 1 or 2 appearances, but nothing of note. I have a huge respect for Italian singers. I was a huge fan of Pavarotti. Who wasn't? I know, but. I think throughout my life I've always enjoyed listening, even if I didn't understand Italian singers. I like the aggressiveness in their voice as well. A lot of the more rock end of things. I really like the attack that they put into songs.
Yeah, it's great, like Laura Pausini and
exactly.
Eros Ramazzotti and all those. Very, very good. Also, it's very interesting, and it sounds like you got plenty of things to do, and that's fantastic.
Up to my ears, the reality. My youngest son, who's 23, he got an honours degree in music. So Bob Geldof presented his class a document, sort of saying congratulations on achieving this, and then I was away on tour, of course, when that happened, and then I got home in time to go to the official one where in the cathedral when the government handed over the honours degrees to the different musicians who achieved that degree of success from the colleges. Fantastic. And I was very proud.
Yeah,
very proud of that,
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really good. When you're touring around, like here in Denmark, maybe we should talk a little bit about your band. Who do you have with you on like a tour?
All my band are Danish. They all are. I mean, that's all the time. Okay. I mean, we were just over in Greece doing a show together, and we were in East Berlin doing an unplugged show, I think about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
My band leader, my MD, is Rasmus Hedebo. We met in Copenhagen about 6-7 years ago, and have developed a great working relationship, but a really, really strong bond as friends and respect for each other. Henrik Askau is playing drums with me. Henrik Muller from Aarhus is playing bass. Anders Rose, keyboards. Sam is playing sax tonight, Samuel Heischlert. But we normally have Thomas Edinger or Mads Huppe. I've got 2 or 3 different guys that, Deb in different, when they're free, but they're all of the same standard. Over the years, I've been really lucky to find a pool of incredible musicians in Denmark that I'm lucky enough to have work with me. And then probably my all-time favorite session guitar player, Jonas Krau. I think he works a lot with a very famous Danish female singer, Sinne, yeah. I think he's got long red hair, but he's an unreal guitar player and pedal steel, slide player, and just a really ridiculous, great player. And I'm lucky enough to have him working on the new album as well. But the guys also played on the album. Also in the band is my brother Michael, who plays guitar, harmonica, and sings as well.
Wow!
So he comes over from Manchester,
And how come? I mean, you meet so many Danish people in the band. I mean, you also go a lot to Germany. What is about the connection?
I think it's an instant kind of a bond. I mentioned the thing with Umberto. I have many reasons to be very grateful to Denmark for where my career is at the moment. Many reasons for reigniting it in 2001, and then for enhancing that with all the success I've had over the last 10 years, 12 years. And I have a very strong fan base here in Denmark, and I'm very lucky to say, and I'm very privileged to say that. And it just developed that I ended up working with this pool of musicians, and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my career, musically, certainly, and personally, absolutely.
Fantastic, really lovely. And you're here now in the Hørve Fritidscenter, as we just call it, to be a bit more easy. And as far as I understand, it's your second time coming here?
Yeah, we were here in 2007. We must have been really good then, because we came back 8 years later.
That's amazing. And it's like, so it's fantastic. It's quite exciting for you, I take it, to also come back to places when it's so long ago.
Yeah, but it's always, for me, Denmark is like my second home now. It's the musicians are like family to me. I'm very honoured by the fact that they enjoy working with me, and ditto, I enjoy working with them. And I think that there's, as I said, there's many reasons. When I started working in Denmark, I loved it. Now it's a place like my music that has memories for me, and I make new memories every year. And there's certain shows that I do, every year, Portal and Sonneborg, Slagelse, and and hopefully they will long and continue into the future. That it's like it's almost like a party every time we I get on stage, and let's let the party begin.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing, to just let it start.
Yep.
And these Christmas concerts you do every year, is that like a special tradition for you? You've done for many years.
No, not really. I mean, to be honest, I find it very difficult to break up the program. When we do our normal concerts during the year, and then you put in, we have to put Christmas songs in. So you have to drop some songs out. Well, I'm not very good at dropping songs out. The result that yesterday the concert went 3 hours long. It's only supposed to be 2 hours, and it went on for 3 hours. So, I'm not a very disciplined person this way. But I'll see. Maybe I'll talk less and sing more tonight. We'll see. Just see where I get to. But I love Christmas. I love Christmas. Christmas for me is, like I said, full of memories. But it's also it's a time for religion. It's a time for to remind yourself that. There is a God in the world. Or there is something in the world for those that want to believe it.
Yeah.
It's about children. It's about the magic of Christmas for kids. But it's also for me, Christmas and New Year are about remembering the people who I've been lucky enough to have in my life, and quite a few of them who are not with me anymore. And remembering, my people like my mother and my father, my my aunts, but also friends of mine who are no longer with me, and and just thinking, remembering days that I spent with them, and it's kind of like an anniversary of that.
Fantastic, yeah. And when we're talking about the Christmas songs, I just come to think about your Christmas CD back from 2001.
Yeah, we did last night, Christmas time from that.
Yeah.
And we're doing it again tonight. And I realised as I was singing it, I hope I know the words. just suddenly you think, we'll do that one. And then you kind of think, oh, I never actually listened to it. I haven't sung it for a year,
And actually, already then I remembered on that CD you had the little Danish influence with doing the song "Let Love Be Love" by with Remy and all those.
Oh yeah, the thing was this whole album was A&R'd by Anders Hansen, by a Danish guy who used to be the head of A&R with Sony.
Yeah,
and he chose the songs, the Christmas songs. The only one that I chose really for the album was "Save This Christmas for Me," the one that I wrote.
Oh yeah, I remember that one
for that particular song.
Yeah, interesting. But otherwise, Johnny, where are you actually based now? You live in the UK or?
No, my home is Ireland.
You live in Ireland?
My home is Ireland.
Okay.
Always has been. I have three fine sons.
Yeah.
36-year-old, 31-year-old, and 23-year-old, and I have a family and my home there. But as I said, Denmark's like a second home. But I travel my band all over Europe now from Denmark. They come with me wherever I go, and but Ireland, it's a part of me. That's why I wrote a song called "The Irish Soul." Which is from the album, the title track of the last album, The Irish Soul. This is. I don't know. I would find it very hard to live anywhere else except Ireland. It's that you can get a paddy. You can get a paddy out of Ireland, but you can't get Ireland out of a paddy.
Yeah. So when you said you go around performing in Europe, do you actually ever go outside Europe performing?
Yeah, I've to Australia, Thailand, Sri Lanka.
Okay.
There's very few places I haven't performed, to be honest. I lived in Istanbul for over a year and a half, and I can sing in Turkish, and I learned an awful lot of my understanding of music when I lived there, because I couldn't speak the language. So when I spoke to the musicians, I had to speak through different rhythms. I'm doing a gig now in January, which I'm interested in, Austria. I know I'm jumping from one thing to the other.
No problem. Fine.
I'm working with Elvis's band, with James Burton and the TCB, the Taking Care of Business band.
Yeah.
And the whole rhythm section from his band will be there, and the Imperials are going to be the backing vocalists. So and that'll be in Vienna. I'm looking forward to that one as well.
Wonderful. So it's exciting for you to get some special gigs as well.
Yeah, I've already chosen songs like the Promised Land and Love Me Tender, and a little more conversation. I just want to get my Elvis on.
You have to get the tracks. So that's interesting in your versions of Elvis.
No, I'm going to do straight Elvis. I'm not going to do me. I'm going there dressed as Elvis.
Fantastic to do that. So when you say you still go to, for example, in Sri Lanka, Thailand, Australia, do you still go to some of those places, or is it primarily only Europe nowadays? Or
no, I was born in Australia, so my mother and father buried there, and my younger brother and younger sister live there. So I do tend to go there occasionally, but I haven't been there since my mother died 4 years ago. Time hasn't allowed that.
Just to say, Johnny, before we end this lovely interview, that it's probably next year we can hope for a new album from you?
Absolutely. Next year, in the early part of next year, it'll be ready. I hope to coincide that with the Eurovision itself. And
we'll try to catch up with you then, maybe get you to the studio.
Absolutely.
We'll have a chat about it.
That would be lovely.
Johnny, so good to meet you again, and have a wonderful concert tonight.
Great to see you too.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Cheers.